Put her in hover. Put her in hover, barf.
And I'm going to pour myself.
I think the big question, of course, is how this guy is running around with these two fine ladies. Like, what's the story there?
And me and Susan love Mr. Shakes. Why wouldn't we want to hang out with Mr. Shakes?
It's like, hey, ladies, you want to see my shrunken head?
Hey, this is a family show.
Whoa!
But he's actually carrying around a shrunken head.
It is true. Well, it's like in Hitchhiker's Guide. He's got a second head, and what better party trick is that?
God, why isn't Zaphod Beeblebrox just a character class in Diablo? You're just extra garrulous and to monsters.
Yeah, he was. I mean, he had to be the most disappointing part of.
Oh, the movie.
Of the disappointing
the
movie,
new movie, right?
I actually liked him. I liked. Oh God, now I can't even remember his name. Sam Rockwell as Zaphod. I didn't like the way they did like his second head.
That's the
but
problem.
I liked him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
What bothered me about it is he didn't seem to me like he was really playing Zaphod. He was just Sam Rockwell pretending to be George W. Bush is what it seemed like to me.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's a little accurate.
Well, I think the
Which I'm not saying there's similarities there, but he wasn't president when that book was written.
Yeah.
Like,
the problem I think is that the BBC representation of Zaphod is so iconic.
Yeah, totally.
It's
yeah, I've never seen the BBC.
really
ones.
okay. Definitely, highly recommend it. I mean, the effects
I'll have to do that.
are terrible. The second head is literally just a mannequin head sitting on his shoulder with minimal.
Yeah, I've heard that.
But whatever, you won't care. You will not care. Ford Prefect is perfect. Arthur Dent is perfect.
Also, yeah, Trisha also. I mean, as much as I love Zooey Disney Channel, like she seemed like a bad fit for that role.
I can't.
Yeah, she was not. She should not have been doing that. That was not good casting.
Okay. Anthony, do you want to set us up here since we're officially streaming now?
Yeah, I'm just letting the world know via the social networks that we are now live.
Okay.
And hello, ladies and gentlemen, to a sort of special impromptu edition of Joystiq Streams. We, as a staff, all love a little bit of Diablo, and some of us are new Diablo lovers, and some of us are old hands, and some of us are just now upgrading after discovering Diablo on console last year. So today there is myself. I'm Anthony John Agnello, Joystiq Community Manager, and I am joined by Susan Arndt, Joystiq's Managing Editor. Hello, Susan.
Hello.
And we also have Reviews Content Director, Richard Mitchell, otherwise known as Mr. Shakes. Hi, Mr. Shakes.
Hi, everybody. You'll probably notice a little disparity in the audio. That's because I'm hosting this shindig, and you're hearing the PlayStation 4 voice chat for my two compadres here.
So what we're doing is we are all coming from very unusual Diablo backgrounds. Richard, you are Diablo. We're all interested. We have different Diablo histories. Richard, you are a Diablo. You are a Deckard Cain from way back in the day, right?
Yeah, I played through. I guess you know what. Do we just want to start from the very beginning? We'll just do that.
Sure, whatever.
So we can just talk and play.
And the audience can see the
I played
rich story that was written by the kid who wrote Destiny when he was younger.
Like all of 5 minutes. But I played through the original Diablo by myself. I guess it didn't have multiplayer, did it?
Yeah, no, it was just a solo game.
Yeah, so I played through all that like at my friend's house. Like, you know, maybe you're like me and you had that friend of yours who had a real computer that could play real games. So that's how I got into Diablo. I played through Diablo 2, the expansion, with my brother, and picked it back up even just 2 or 3 years ago. When like Blizzard was still supporting Diablo 2, guys. They didn't stop supporting that game until like 2012. And then, I started playing Diablo 3 about a year after it came out, when I finally had a PC that could run it, or had a PC at all, for that matter. And then I got into it on the console when it came out on the Xbox 360. I really like the console version, and I know, Susan, you've been playing a lot of the new PS4 version. Since you got it a little early, but do you have much of a history with Diablo at all?
No, I didn't play either of the first two, although I picked up Diablo 2 for my Mac laptop because it was one of the few games that would play on a Mac at the time. So, like, a game that would play on your Mac was really, like, you got it, because there were so few. But I didn't have a mouse. And playing Diablo with a trackpad? No.
That would not work. That would not work at all.
So I gave up on it, and then my husband was out of town for a long time earlier this year, so I picked up a used copy of Diablo 3 on 360, because I'm like, this is something I know, because the console version of Baldur's Gate plays very, very similarly to this.
Yes.
And I
very much so
loved it. So I'm like, well, I like that, so I'll try this. And I got almost all the way through it, and then they announced this Ultimate Edition, and I was like, well. And at that time, we didn't know that you could transfer saves. So I was like, well, I'm just going to stop playing because I don't want to lose all my progress because, you know, I'm going to be switching to different system and stuff. So, yeah.
So, like, I did play the Xbox 360 version of Diablo 3 for exactly 5 minutes at E3 2013, and that was the first and only time I had ever played any kind of Diablo at all. So, this Ultimate Evil Edition is my first Diablo experience of all time. Like,
wow.
I just had never, ever gotten around to it. My college roommate was a Diablo 2 obsessive, so that, like, blur, that you hear when somebody drinks a potion is forever emblazoned in my head. But that's it. Like, that is the extent of my experience with the series. And
the sound for me that's emblazoned into my memory forever is just any time a piece of equipment pops out of something, because it makes it like like oh, let's look at our emblems, shall we? We've got oh, by the way, my character's name is Bocephus.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah.
I used to have a Siberian
and
husky named Bocephus.
So I actually can't see.
got...
I can't see your guys' names. I only see your PSN names when I look at your flags.
Oh, you did? Really? Yeah.
If you
No, if you look at, you should.
I guess you can't actually look any closer.
That's right. Okay, well that's too bad.
Susan, what's your name?
Buffy.
Nice.
Which
nice.
for those listening who may not be aware, that's my cat's name.
Yeah, that's not a Sarah Michelle Gellar thing.
It's not.
And my character is, since you probably can't see it, guys, is Jolene, as in Jolene. And
you know that song is written about a little girl?
Really?
What?
Well, I should say inspired by a little girl, yeah. Dolly Parton met a little girl, and apparently she was very beautiful. Her name was Jolene, and I don't know if she asked her to write a song about her, or if she just said, I will write a song about you. And it became about this, you know, irresistible woman.
That's weird.
Dolly Parton should be a character class in Diablo. I would do that.
You're just gonna decide everybody should be a character class in
You should be like, if
you talk about some
So the first thing I want
seriously custom armor.
Yeah, that's true. The one thing I definitely want to tell people, having gone from, because people are asking, they're like, well, I played it on the 360, should I really get the upgraded? Yes. It's so much better looking. It's kind of
some people
ridiculous.
Some people are asking the question in the chat right now if it's worth getting if you already have it on PC. That's tougher to answer.
Yeah.
It might boil down to like where your circle of friends is playing. Also, personally, I love the way this game feels with a controller.
Yeah, it's really funny, Richard. I was going to ask you that question, but in reverse, because since this to me is just how Diablo feels now, I'm not sure that is this representative of the PC experience? Like, is it essentially the same thing?
The big differences you're going to get on the PC is the way inventory management works. Being that, you know, you can actually point and click on all of your inventory items.
Yeah.
Whereas in the console version, you're kind of sifting through a lot of nested menus.
I find the menu system in this to be really, really, like, smooth and easy to manage. Like, I never had a problem figuring out, you know, what the skills did, what was recently unlocked. It's always really interesting to, like, and easy to go in and look at the gear.
But compared to a PC experience...
See, now, I will say, not having a lot of PC history, though, I find it awkward to go into menus via mouse and click around. Like, I'm not that comfortable doing that. When Alexander and I streamed Divinity Original Sin, it was very, like, it takes a lot of adjusting for me to sit down and not have to go through, like, nested menus.
Right,
because you usually just have a huge array of options in front of you instead.
Loot.
Well, and one of the other things, too, is that, like it's the fact that the menus are kind of deep and nested. Because, like, if you want to look at your jewels and stuff, like, you have to go into, like, the accessory menu, then select jewels, then select emeralds to see how many emeralds you have, for example. But, I mean, it feels great.
Yeah. I mean, when you're playing on PC, does it feel fast like this does? Does it feel equally, like, just, like, swift and arcadey?
What I don't like about PC is that, you know, you're using hotkeys to activate all of your skills, and, like, you're using, like, the number, like, you know, the numbers at the top of the keyboard, and you're using, you know, a series of different keys, which to me isn't as comfortable as just reaching and hitting buttons.
Yeah.
On a controller.
Why hasn't... Oh, go ahead.
Well, how much of a visual upgrade are you getting going from PC to the Ultimate version? Because on the 360, it was noticeable. Like, on the 360 to the PS4 Ultimate Edition, noticeable upgrade. Like, there's a lot more detail, things...
It seemed like lighting was a big part of that, too, Susan.
Yeah.
Like, really, like, the lighting is dramatically different between what I've seen of the first console version and this.
I think the PC version, you're going to... Again, it's going to depend on your setup, obviously, and the kinds of settings that you have. I guess what I would... Oh my god, look at that thing.
Oh god, monsters!
Nemesis.
So Nemesis is one of the new features.
Dead Nemesis.
So if a mob kills... Oh, a gift for my dear friend Anthony.
Hey, cool!
So the Nemesis thing is, Bob kills one of your friends in their game. Nemesis will show up in your game. And if you kill Nemesis, you get that loot.
It's pretty cool that, like, you can see, like, trends outside of Blizzard starting to inflect their things. Like, that is a very Dark Soulsian From Software idea, that Nemesis character. and it's cool that like Nemesis is brand new for Ultimate Evil Edition, right? That is only.
I believe
in
that
this.
is correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Someone's asking if Diablo uses or the Ultimate Evil Edition uses the touchpad in any way.
Yeah.
It is your menu button. You can also use it to navigate the menus, which
Although
maybe I'll show you when we're not surrounded. And you can even make your selections with it. So.
You know, guys, I understand that like this is technically just shoved us.
What am I
right
doing?
now.
I haven't even summoned my gargantuan.
We are awesome.
I didn't even summon my.
what?
I didn't even summon my giant voodoo zombie to help us kill things until just now.
God, he is terrifying
Totally
and
forgot.
awesome.
Wait, what?
So
What
it's
were you
pretty-
saying?
I like the way he just.
I was just saying,
I like the way he walks around.
Susan, I was saying that I know that this is literally the beginning of the game, but we're just wrecking these zombies. We are just
Oh, it's
tearing them
ridiculous.
apart.
We're so overpowered. Well, first of all, okay, here's the thing. On normal difficulty, for any of you who have not played this yet, on normal difficulty, this game is just not that hard.
Cakewalk.
Until,
No.
gosh, until at...
And this is on hard, by the
Oh,
way.
are we playing on hard?
Yeah.
We should probably up it to expert because Susan, you've actually cleared the entire game.
Yeah.
Let's do that. I'm cool with doing that. Man, I am like power leveling since I'm with Susan though. Like I've jumped two already.
Now that we've cleared that horde, here I'll actually show you like the touchpad. If you slide your fingers left and right, you can actually swing around the circle menu, and that's pretty much it. And you can use it to confirm your selections. So you can actually navigate the entire menu just using that if you want. I'm going to up the difficulty here. Change difficulty. Expert.
I just did 20,000 points of damage to that dude.
So we don't all have to do that, right? Like, since you're party leader.
I would imagine, yeah, that it's just up to me.
Double damage.
Oh, double.
Yeah.
I wish it made that noise from Quake. Just.
It's so funny. I was expecting, even though I have done streams of Diablo with you guys before, but even that doesn't totally translate what it's going to be like to hold the controller. I was expecting a much more ponderous pace.
Oh god, no.
No, you're just like...
No, I mean, Diablo is one of the like granddaddy action RPG games.
Yeah.
It's always been about speed, and now the thing that will slow you down, and Susan, if you played the old Baldur's Gate games like with friends, like cooperatively, it's like you adventure for a few minutes, and it's like, wait, hold on, hold on, I've got to reorganize my equipment.
Well, heck yeah. See, this is why this was a very important moment in my marriage. Because Russ and I don't play a lot of games cooperatively just because our tastes don't match all that often, so we don't often have an opportunity to play a game cooperatively. But I found out that this had couch co-op, and it was, it was a boring afternoon, so it was like, hey, and I had no idea he was super into Diablo. And I'm like, you want to play Diablo with me? He's like, okay. And we are exactly the same. We have to go every single inch, find every single possible.
Yeah.
Like, okay, loot check. You got the maximum item carrying until you go back down, so you maximize.
I am familiar with that too. Oh, here's my infernal pauldrons that I got
that
just
come
for
with
buying
the
this
game.
game. Yeah,
Those are pretty awesome.
they're not better than what I have.
So, Forgettable Username says, remember when Torchlight and Torchlight 2 came out and everybody said, whoa, they stole Diablo's lunch. Well, what's the verdict now? I've never played Torchlight 1 or 2.
I played Torchlight, and I think I played some of Torchlight 2 as well. I'd rather play Diablo.
Oh man.
I mean, Torchlight.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you a philosophical question very quickly. 27 life per second, or 127 life after each kill?
127 life after each kill.
All right, that's what I'm going with. All right, continue.
Torchlight is snack Diablo. It's a perfectly good game. It's entertaining. It's very good looking. It has all the familiar structures that you would expect. But it's Diablo is its daddy.
Yeah.
So
What I will throw out there is that Runic, the studio that makes Torchlight, has people who were like, I think, the original Diablo designer on it, and certainly people who worked on the original Diablo. And I think one of the differences between Torchlight as a series and between Torchlight and Diablo 3 in particular is that they kept a lot of the nitty-gritty, like, stat-obsessed stuff that you found in Diablo 2. That Diablo 3 really tries to streamline and make you not worry about anymore.
right.
Hey, I would just like to say that I just got a gift in the mail from Ned.
Aw.
That was very nice of him. I think that's what he was doing before when we were testing the stream. Next to sending me a present.
That's not what you.
That's not what was happening.
That's not what was.
And I got a legendary stolen ring, which gives me plus 69 dexterity, plus 62 vitality.
What's your
and
governing
11
stat?
My
Intelligence,
governing.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's intelligence.
Okay.
Well, dexterity is my governing stat, I think. Yeah,
Really?
it is dexterity.
Oh well, we should be talking about our classes, right?
yeah.
So I'm a witch doctor, which is a magic-based class. So like intelligence is super important for me.
Okay.
And who's the
I'm
monk?
the monk. I'm the monk.
Okay,
the
so
fabulous
tell us
white
about the
hair.
monk.
Monk. By the way, do never ever invite the monk to a party because she is a whip. She is just incredibly. She's just a boring human. The gods speak through me. Like all of her barks are just incredibly dull. But she's a dexterity-based character. She's a hand-to-hand fighter. She can dual wield or carry a shield for greater defense, which is what I do. Yeah, I like. But she's one of the slower to start characters, especially compared to like the Crusader. But once you start 7th style of this, once you start leveling her up, she gets really strong.
No, I like the monk a lot because the monk has lots of skills that tie into one another.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So like you can set something up with one skill and then you can kill it with the other, which triggers something else, and that stuff is really fun. And it's also lots of up close and personal fighting, which is pretty
That's
great.
the thing. Like I don't do ranged attacks. I just need to get up. And this is okay. Admittedly, the reason for this is because inevitably, while playing this game, I will lose track of where my character is.
Yeah.
Because there's so much going on screen. I will be looking at Russ's character and thinking it's me, and so I end up like in a wall, just hitting the wall, because I don't know where I am. So it's better for me to just be just walk into a mob of things and just hit them a lot.
Yeah. I
just remembered I have a skill that will make you guys fight faster.
Oh, really?
Like increases your attack speed. I should be using that.
That's a good one.
Yeah, let me.
I chose the Demon Hunter, Susan, for almost the exact opposite reason, because I always like a ranged character in this sort of thing, and I'm fairly certain that the old Capcom Dungeons and Dragons game just broke my head in the way I approach games. Like I always need to be a version of that elf.
That's funny.
Yeah, like the Demon Hunter is primarily about dexterity and really fast ranged attacks. And when I was reading about the character classes before playing, I was like, all right, well that sounds like what I want, but she, like the monk, took a long time to sort of build up. Like it was like 4 or 5 hours before the character started to feel like what they're supposed to feel like.
Look at my little voodoo guy. He's helping you guys fight faster.
He's doing a little dance. Nice dance. Look at him go.
I don't think he follows us though. I wish he
That's
followed
the
us.
thing. Like, I don't have little cows or little or or little voodoo guys. I just have a bell.
Oh, you have a bell? I can have a bird. I can have a bird, but I don't like the bird.
But the bell's pretty awesome. I mean, the bell is really cool, especially if if you can give the monk a staff.
Yeah.
Because then the bell comes down and he like twirls the staff and just cracks that sucker in half, and it looks so cool.
Well, that's the other thing. Like the skill effects are really pretty.
Yeah. I love.
But like that.
Go ahead, Richard.
Go ahead. I was gonna say that's sort of what the Voodoo Doctor's all about. Is he has lots of minions that follow him around. He's kind of like the Necromancer in the previous Diablo games. And actually, I really like those character classes, the ones who have like helpers that follow them around.
Mm.
Yeah, like
So
you know what? Hold on, I'm gonna adjust one of my skills. I never do this, but I'm gonna
bring out my bird so you guys can see him.
I'm bringing out my little friend. Okay, there we go. Look at her! Yay! She's my little fire friend.
Woo!
Oh, your fire friend is cool. My bird just hangs back and is like dark and brooding. I clearly picked the character class that just never got over watching The Crow, City of Angels.
I was gonna go with my so-called life on that one, but yeah.
Oh no. Yeah, alright, so somebody asked who does the best Deckard Cain impression. And I don't think that's a contest. Like that's like saying who's the best at being Richard Mitchell.
That's true. He's very good at video games.
Stay a while unless. Well, it's basically just like a lazy Sean Connery. I mean, that's all it is.
Yeah.
It's like sleepy Sean Connery.
So I do have a question
Diablo.
for you guys about like the lore, because I guess people are like really into Diablo lore. Like that is a thing that people love.
I can't say good things about that.
I have read one of the Diablo books.
But there are like many. Like
yes,
there are
and
a lot.
Like even as like just contracted video game fiction goes, not very good. At least not the one book that I read.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like, it's like the story was written by the kid who wrote Destiny's stories when he was younger.
Yeah.
So like it's Diablo and Infernus and like the names are all just stupid.
And like the baddest, like the biggest badass in the history of badasses is a guy like in a cloak, and he doesn't have a face. Like it's just a cloak and like a black hole. He looks like the version of the Ghost of Christmas Future from the Mickey Mouse version of a Christmas Carol. Like they're not scary or cool. Like they look.
All right.
Yeah, like it looks like Mom. And then the angels fought all the demons, but the angels had to get their big swords first, and the other angels like, no, can't use those fire swords. You gotta go be a man on Earth now.
And then,
man, this is.
But then the lady. So, lady was like, I don't want to share with you, and he was all like, okay, this is the other thing, which I find hilarious. Because one of the things you'll find in the games, you'll find, and this adds to the lore, and there's an achievement for finding it. And I clearly have deactivated whatever I used to have that gave me life for second back, so whatever. But you'll find stuff like the history of the realm, the history of the different races, the history that actually tells you about what happened to the king's son and Leah's mother and all this stuff. But you will also find messages from the lesser evils. Again, great naming. Great nomenclature. Like that they're leaving on the battlefield. Like, okay, I want you to lead them to the dungeon, but whatever you do, don't let them know it's a trap. Why are you writing this down?
Why are you? And it's always in like giant leather-bound books. Like this is not. That's not convenient to carry.
You have demonic powers. You can literally make a vision of yourself appear wherever you want. Why are you jotting down a post-it note?
Hey, someone's mentioning that I'm going to turn the game audio down a little bit because I think you guys might be a little hard to hear.
Okay.
So 1 second.
Okay, which of you guys
Someone just
on the Joystiq crew knows the story of Diablo? No joking to hide your knowledge. We need to know for real.
Okay, I do know that I don't remember what it was that released him, but I remember the ending of the first game because this is back. Wait, I mean, I guess it's still true, but this is back when like Blizzard made the most amazing cutscenes you'd ever seen in your life.
Yeah.
And the end of that game is basically Diablo being trapped inside of the Soul Stone.
Right.
And as is usually the case with ancient evils, you can only seal it away for so long. And so you, as the hero of that game, picks up the Soul Stone and jams it into your forehead. Just like this is your burden to bear. And it was really cool, kind of depressing after, you know, all that work. But yeah, that's how the game ended. Event. Ooh, save
And then
game.
Dolly Parton showed up. And if you were the Gilbert Gottfried character class, things got super weird.
I don't understand.
Yeah, I think an event
can
is
we not
currently
all go-
in progress.
What event?
Except.
What event?
Oh, there we go. I guess it was waiting to load
Oh,
it.
all right. The event is loading. Okay. I don't know the story of Diablo. I only know what I've gleaned from picking up the various journals here in Diablo 3. So yeah, I don't know most of it at all.
I do like. I don't know if it's just because time has passed, but now it seems like the voice acting is not that great. The writing certainly isn't that great. But as a kid, like in the older games, it seemed much better.
Right. Well,
And I think maybe that's just because I was a
maybe
kid.
you guys can answer this, because I don't have this background either. I don't have familiarity with, like, classic D&D stuff.
Oh, okay.
And so it has that feel about it, like that 70s, like it feels like something that was conceived and written by like somebody who was obsessed with Dungeons & Dragons in the late 1970s and the early 80s. And that sort of cheese archetype style of all of this seems to harken back to that. But again, I don't know. That's just the impression that I get, like the Mighty Mighty Boss Tone song says.
I wonder about you, bro. I do.
But I mean, that's kind of been Blizzard's thing for a long time, right? Is that
Is
know
that
they're
Blizzard's
taking
thing?
these sort of you like trolls, goblins, orcs.
Yeah.
Like it's very D&D Tolkien-esque fantasy that they've always done.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird though, because Blizzard also has a streak of being weird sometimes, like, and not just
True.
back in the day, like Blackthorn is weird. But, StarCraft 2 is pretty strange. Like, StarCraft 2 isn't just a Starship Troopers Heinlein ripoff, it's sorta. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I really can't speak with authority on that one. StarCraft is another Blizzard blind spot. The only version of StarCraft I've ever played is the N64 version, which is
Surprisingly solid.
yeah. I felt like that was a pretty good representation of it.
Hey, Anthony.
Didn't they make Primal Rage? No, I don't think Blizzard didn't make Primal Rage. Did they?
No, but they did. They
Oh,
did make a
I feel like-
Justice League fighting game.
I feel like that was a claim or something.
I just sent you a present, Anthony.
Yeah, presents. I'm gonna go get it. Thank you, Susan.
Here.
Let's see if it's already
How
there.
are people sending presents? How do I have to go to the
No,
mailbox?
you have to find one.
Yes. A present you pick up.
Oh, create mail.
You pick
Okay.
up a present. Yeah.
You gave me a belt called the Dread Frenzy. That is a ridiculous name.
So the way the presents work is you pick them up as an item of loot. It pops out of a monster just like gold or any other armor or whatever. And it already decides who it's for. It says it's a present for, like that said, a present for Anthony. And so then your option, you can sell it if you want to be a jerk, or send it.
Yeah.
And so I sent it. And it's a legendary piece of gear.
Actually, this.
Oh, I can also just send you any item I want, which I just did.
Oh, sweet.
It's going to be utterly useless to you, but I picked up a new weapon. Is this better? Yeah, it says it's better.
It
Whoa,
is utterly
that doesn't
useless
look
to
good
me, you're right.
with me at all.
I can't use it.
I just did it because I could
Yep.
do it. Jurassic Park style.
Yep, I feel you. I totally feel you.
Okay.
So have you guys you have the blacksmith, correct? So you can...
Yes,
Yeah, well,
Okay.
yeah.
I have the blacksmith.
You almost universally, like, anything I can't use, I just have the blacksmith break it
Right,
down.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Hey, drink man. The blacksmith is actually pretty good. Like his character and his acting and all that kind of stuff.
He's got a
pretty good.
sad story, which I guess that's the next thing we have to do, isn't it?
Yes, I'm already doing it.
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah.
Wait. Well, Susan and I are just
Lit.
sitting here.
Yeah, he's just like, whatever. I'm just going to go. It's all good.
I love that. I love just diving into the middle and throwing giant orange waves of arrows at people.
Which is just
And
getting
then
impatient.
sitting after I do that, I like to take some
Stop
time
it.
off.
Stop
take
it.
some time.
Stop stopping.
Oh, any giveaways happening? I'm being asked for this stream.
We are not
now.
doing a giveaway on the stream right now, but if you go to joystiq.com in just an hour, we are giving away some really, really freaking nice stuff. We're giving away a Razer wireless headset, a Razer keyboard, and a Razer mouse. Each of them is worth like around $150. Really nice PC gear.
They are really nice.
Really nice PC gear. So go to joystiq.com if you want a chance to get in on that action at 5 p.m. It's very, very easy. All you have to do is like us on Facebook, and you will be entered in the drawing.
Easy.
Double Taco, yes, raffle time. We're raffling them up.
We've been playing for a little over 30 minutes. I'm up through Act 2. We could jump to the boss fight for Act 2, because that's pretty spectacular.
I have actually, yeah, I'm in.
Do it. Do it.
Good way to cap off the stream. And while we're doing that, I'm gonna run back to town here.
Oh, sure, now you're going to run back to town. Okay.
Where is everybody? You guys left me out here with
maybe
these
now-
zombies.
As someone like maybe Anthony, since you have very little experience with the game, I mean, what do you think of it?
You know, I really, really, really like it, and I like. So over the weekend, I sunk in a couple of hours on Friday night, and then I played a little on Saturday, and then on Sunday I turned it on at 4:30 in the afternoon, and I turned it off at 12:30 at night.
That's how that goes. Yep.
And I don't think I can keep playing, because I think that Diablo is gonna be one of those games like Civilization, where I try it once and realize that like these are drugs I can't handle. Like Diablo is, it scratches an itch where I could just keep doing it forever. Oh wait. Richard,
I think I have to re-invite you guys.
you do.
you left Susan and I in town.
All right, let's go get drunk.
I don't know how to change the
Hey,
act.
Susan, you want to just go to the bar?
Once you,
Yeah, let's just go to
Just
the
go
bar.
to the bar. All right. Oh, we've received an invitation. We could
did
just
we?
hang out at this bar.
Did we get it? Did we? Oh, yep. There's an invitation.
Yeah, I
Okay.
got an invitation. I guess we got to go hang out with Richard. All right.
All right, fine. That's me and Mr. Shaky.
Gotta join Mr. Shaky.
Why are you not here, Anthony?
There's
There
a
you
good
are,
question.
okay.
I'm coming.
There's a good question in the chat asking, what happens if someone already likes Joystiq? Can they still enter?
Yes, actually, there
worth-
are multiple options for entering the.
Okay.
There are multiple options for entering the giveaway. You will be able to
Okay. Well, there
see
you go.
those. Oh my God! A giant artisan counter just exploded in front of me.
What?
Oh yeah. One of the fun things about this game is it does have, I can't recall his name, but it has the bad guy from Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh,
Also,
yeah,
Lopan?
he's basically the
yeah, it's Lopez.
yeah. It's got the actor, the man who plays like every like Asian role in every movie.
He also plays.
John.
He plays
It's
Kung Fu Panda's dad in Kung Fu
Yep.
Panda.
yeah. He's in Wayne's World. I think it's John something. I can't remember his name. But
Okay, where are you, Richard? Let's go.
I'm following the quest arrows. I don't know what you
Why
guys are
do
doing.
you keep disappearing?
I know he does.
I'm right here, guys. I'm
Okay,
right
well
here,
then,
y'all. Come
All
on.
right.
Susan,
up.
you just
Keep
want to
the
go to
game
the
already.
bar?
I know, right? Like we'll be in the bar. Fine. I thought we were going to the boss fight.
I do. Well, we are. We have to follow the.
Guys, I just grew
follow
my
the arrows first.
spectral wings of pain. You guys don't understand.
Oh my god.
You guys don't understand what it's like to listen to Skinny Puppy in the dark all day.
You never asked
And
to be born.
Never asked for this. I'm gonna go
Wait,
read Henry.
Oh,
You guys,
did we all just go the wrong way?
know what the dealio is with these gates?
Oh, the random.
Gates?
The Nephilim gates
random?
thing? So, like,
Oh.
yeah, there.
What did you see one?
Well, no, look at these gates. Look. See? Like, there's a big fat padlock on there.
Oh,
that.
I think
Yeah, that.
you'll probably open that later. I actually think we have to turn around. For some reason, we had to go into the sewer and then back
Oh, for
out.
God's sake.
I don't know why.
You're
Wrong turn at Albuquerque. Is that what's happening?
Just saying.
Yeah, Susan. So, where you and Russ are, have you seen some of the exclusive PlayStation 4 stuff?
Nope.
Have you seen the Last of Us thing?
Nope.
Yeah, I wish that
believe
wasn't
actually have to
random.
beat. You have to beat the DLC.
Oh,
Um,
yes. All right.
You have to beat Reaper of Souls before any of that happens, and you also have to beat Reaper of Souls in order to unlock the adventure mode.
Oh my God. And so you can only access that stuff through the adventure mode.
Cool. I don't know. I know those two things are true, but I don't know if one has anything to do with the other.
Maybe.
Possibly. I don't know. Question mark? I'm just over here queuing up.
Did either of you guys get the like? Did you morph any of your gear to look like the characters in Shadow of the Colossus, which is super weird, super weird content.
Nor do I anticipate doing that. No, actually, I've done a lot of stuff because I did get it early, so a lot of that stuff wasn't even accessible when I was playing it.
Yeah.
Like,
We do have someone asking in the chat if, since we said that Torchlight is Diablo's Torchlight's
Yeah.
daddy, that if they enjoy Torchlight, is Diablo something that they're gonna
for
like?
sure.
And I think
for sure, yeah.
probably
Yeah,
so.
absolutely.
Unless you're the kind of person who's outraged when something becomes less complicated, then yeah, you'll probably.
How is Torchlight more complicated?
Well, there's more inventory management. There's more skills, or maybe not more skills, but like just the way that Diablo handles them. Wait, here. speed up your attack, everybody.
Okay,
Is
thanks.
like you can assign your skills to like wherever you want in Torchlight. You can combine them however you want, and the way Diablo does things is a little different this time around. Like your skills kind of go to a specific slot, and that's just how it works. Like the way that you can augment things is just different.
The one thing that
There's more customization.
I think you would really miss going, and this sounds silly, going from Torchlight to Diablo, is the pet, the dog or the cat that you buy, who takes your stuff to town and sells you for you.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's nice.
It really is like super convenient.
God, why didn't they copy that?
Yeah, you get a pet that always follows you around. It helps you attack
Yeah.
stuff. You can set it to defend you or to be really aggressive. But one of the nice things about it is that you can send it back town to sell your stuff. Except doing that means it has to be gone for a few
Right.
minutes, and you don't get to have it. Okay. Oh, there goes my dog.
God, I am just... Richard, have you been leveling like just crazy?
Yeah, quite a bit. In fact, I just got some new runes that I need to check out. I'm digging this skill that chains bad guys together.
That's pretty
That's
great.
handy.
Oh, isn't that awesome? That's one of mine. So you get one of your standard attacks will slow enemies, and then one of the augments that you can put on top of that is that it will chain 4 together, and then they just stack on top of each other.
You must now.
Basically, if you want, you can use the Demon Hunter to just basically make every mob stop moving entirely.
That's kind of
Because
great.
yeah, it's awesome. Like one of her other things is she can drop caltrops, like little spiked balls, and so it's a field effect. And when a mob goes over that, you can just stop them dead if you level it up. And then that plus the chains, like, yeah, you can just sit there and dance around them for an hour if you feel like it.
But know this, Nephilim, as
Oh, and so someone is mentioning in the chat that there is something called elective mode, and I don't know if that's just in the console version, but it lets you bind your skills to whatever button you want.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Yeah, I ended up liking the standard button placement on, like, God, I love the DualShock 4. It is a comfortable controller. And that, like, at the beginning I was like, oh man, and am I gonna have to, like, mess with what skills go on what buttons to make sure that it feels right and not awkward, and not at all. Feels quite nice.
God, I was just in the middle of reassigning skills, you guys. I don't want my play bats. I want something.
Take that, Snake Man! Nobody here cares! Oh, there's a giant guy who looks frightening. Oh, he's gonna...
A little upset.
He is the law. He is...
Yeah, look at this guy. Do you guys see me just throwing this flaming swarm of bats
yeah,
at him?
Awesome.
And it does a ton of damage too. Zombie dogs, come to me!
So, the two, like, resources that you guys deplete for your attacks, what are they called?
Mine is spirit.
I actually do have mana.
You have mana? Because the primary one for all of my, like, arrow attacks is hatred.
Wow.
And then every now and again she's just like, I don't have enough hatred.
Yeah, the Crusaders thing is
I'm
wrath.
feeling
Oh, wrath?
I'm
That's
feeling
cool.
a little I'm feeling too ambivalent about this.
Not yet, she just said it, not enough hatred.
Wow, this
Oh
is gonna be a
god,
thing.
You just did one of my favorite skills for the monk, which is like that teleport punch thing that he does.
Strike.
That's so cool.
Hey guys, why are we fighting one of the characters from that old Mortal Kombat ripoff, War Gods?
Actually, I thought it's just King Prawn, okay?
But War Gods was Midway, though, wasn't it?
Oh no, was it?
Wasn't that also? Yeah, I think
That
it
was
was.
them trying to make Lightning Strike,
It was them trying to make a 3D Mortal Kombat
that did not work.
that ran on like 3DFX or
Yeah.
something, which was huge at the time. One of my I get to make my zombie dogs explode and deal damage, which is
That's
pretty cool.
Yeah, your witch doctor is cool. And Susan, your like teleportation moves are rad.
Yeah, oh, monkey's pretty badass. I forgot I had this whirlwind of doom too. And you get a skill very early on with the monk that doubles your amount of spirit, so it's really hard for me to run out of it.
Oh yeah.
Like by the time my skill cools down, if I'm in a big fight like this, I've earned enough back that I can just set it off again.
Whoa, we are just cleaning house here. Feel good about this, guys.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good. Yeah, and this is very different from the way boss fights looked in old Diablo games.
Yeah,
I will say that.
It seemed like back in the day, the old boss fights were just like
no.
just like a big. They were like just like a sort of bigger version of the regular dudes. Oh my god, so much stuff.
Yeah, and then like this boss looks like something out of like one of the newer Gauntlet arcade games.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my god, isn't that new Gauntlet coming out like next week?
Is it next week?
Pretty soon, yeah.
It's soon.
It's September 2nd. It's September, yeah.
God, has anybody played it?
No, I have not.
Oh man. Mysteries upon mysteries.
Yeah.
We completed that quest.
All
Oh,
the XP,
Susan,
all
I
of
just found
them.
I found a present for you on the ground.
Oh yay! Awesome.
Yeah, we gotta find a mailbox so I can give it to you.
Okay, cool.
Richard, nobody.
Where do presents
we
go?
can't find any.
Where are presents in your inventory?
So you go
Because I haven't found
to a
any.
mailbox.
Oh, okay. No, okay. Go into your inventory and go to your sack that has your potions and your gemstones and your plans in it, and it's at the top.
Uh-huh.
You-
Okay, no, I got
yeah,
nothing.
Send it that way. All right.
No presents. Oh, zombie dogs.
Yes. Nice.
I wish I could give you a
I
treat
love
for
that you
being
have
so
zombie
good.
dogs. I'm a little jealous. I kind of want zombie dogs.
Yeah, it's kind of a love-hate thing because I make them explode periodically.
Oh, zombie dogs, I make you explode.
What, man? You never popped a zombie dog?
65 intelligence. I got a pair of boots called Truth Kicks.
I love that. I love everything about that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have to give all of this like serious
These are worth
attention
more.
at some other time. Like I'm serious about my loot, so
Yeah.
I can't just like glance at stuff and be like, no, I'm keeping that or I'm not.
Hey, where are
Wow.
you guys?
Okay,
I'm in town.
I'm
yeah,
back
I'm
in
back in
town.
town.
So, as
If you hit,
I will
right
tell you,
on
as a
the
longtime
keypad,
Diablo-
Anthony, you teleport back to town.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's another big change from Diablo 2, where you had to carry individual scrolls
that is
to let you teleport
pain.
back to town.
Frustrating.
In the bouteille.
You also had to buy special scrolls to identify your mystery items
I
too,
feel like,
which was annoying.
does Torchlight do that too? I feel like it does.
Torchlight, yes, they have kept the identify scrolls, or at least the first one
Yeah.
did. I haven't really played the second one.
And I feel like the teleportation scroll as well.
Yes, you could learn a teleport
Oh,
spell
okay.
though, so you wouldn't have to do it every time. But I think we're after defeating that boss. I'm just going to say that as a longtime Diablo fan, I really like the console versions of Diablo 3, and this one seems great. The transferring your character from Xbox 360 or PS3, it took me a couple tries to get it. You have to connect your PSN ID and your Xbox Live to Battle.net, which you can do by visiting battle.net/Xbox or /PlayStation, respectively. And for some reason, it's like it didn't take until I actually connected my PlayStation account from the PS4 browser inside of Diablo 3.
That's so weird.
And maybe just it might just take a few minutes, I don't know, but it kept saying it couldn't find the export. But the process is pretty easy because I just went to my Xbox, I opened up Diablo 3, it downloaded a really small update, and it adds a new export option. And it's just, you press the button, and in half a second, it's like, okay, your characters are exported. And then you just have to go import them to your new version.
Kind of awesome.
And the fact that you can do it across platforms is insane.
That is just the greatest thing in the entire world.
Really, I'm hoping that just becomes more and more and more common.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as someone mentioned, there's no way you can just upgrade your game to the expansion version, which kind of stinks. But, there is no Diablo 3 vanilla version for Xbox One or PlayStation 4. So if you don't have the game at all, you're getting both the game and the expansion for $60, which isn't bad. In terms of how long you can play it, it's great. Yeah. But yeah, so I super dig this game. Anthony, as someone who has never really been into Diablo before, you seem to really enjoying it too.
I really love it. I really, really love it, and I get it. I get why people are so there's a very, very distinct passion flows Diablo around. It is not like just people are really enthusiastic about this, or there are people who, are like, Call of Duty is like the one thing I play. Diablo commands a sort of cultish love from a lot of people, and I get it now. I get why.
And then you also get all the little things. Like, for example, if you walk over to this young lady here, Squirt the Peddler, you will find that she has an item for sale called Wort Bell. It is one item out of 3 that you need to make a staff, the Staff of Herding, which you have to find the plan for.
Huh.
And if you have all the right items, and you find the plan, and you can get to the blacksmith, then you can create the staff, which will let you open the way to Whimsyshire.
Yes.
It's all
that's so cool.
It's great, and then and that's a rift, and it's like the cow levels in previous games, and you can get really stupid fat loot there. And it's also the rare dye. You can dye your clothing different colors, but all the really good colors are on the harder difficulties.
Yeah.
And you can't find them all that often, so it's basically tailor made to create obsessive behavior. This game.
Yeah, it really is. It really is, and not in a destructive way. In a sort of I love that the ethos of this harkens back to an arcade style game, rinse, repeat, do it again, do it again, do it again, and it's instead of an arcade game was trying to get quarters out of you, and this is do it again because there'll be more different things to see. It'll always be changing. And it's great. So cool.
And, you have just blown my mind, and I can't even remember what I was going to say anymore. So.
Well, I think that about wraps it up for us, guys. Diablo 3 Ultimate Evil Edition pretty much gets the around the board seal of approval. Even if you've played the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 versions, this is worth it. There is meat on the bone for you.
Yeah. And if you're a lapsed Diablo 3 player, especially if you haven't played over the last year, it's a completely different game now. and these new console versions employ all the same changes that the PC version has. Like, for instance, if I told you the auction house is gone and you didn't know that, you should try Diablo 3 again. Because they've just changed it to make it much more fun and incredibly addictive.
And with the Loot 2.0, made the drops better. Yeah.
So yeah, and we will be back at our regular streaming time tomorrow. Those of you hanging out at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, it's the Joystiq 2014 kickoff. Myself and Mr. Mike Suzik are going to be playing Madden 15 together. And guys, little secret, Mike Suzik's not here, so I can say this. I'm awful at Madden. And I find that when people who are really good at Madden play against people that aren't very good, it confuses them.
That's
so
true.
I suspect an upset.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, it's like the noob Street Fighter player just keeps doing Blanca's electricity, and then like the guy who's really good at the game is just like, there's no way he's just gonna keep doing it, and he still loses.
And he just keeps doubling into it. We're so fingers crossed that's what happens. And so, you know, if you want to catch weird streams that aren't on a regular schedule like this one, follow us here on Twitch. Just click that little button and follow us on Twitter and Facebook and Google+. Just search for Joystiq with a Q. You can check us out at those places. And yeah, go to joystiq.com right now. We have a bunch of really cool features up. We did a little thing looking back at the 25th anniversary of the Sega Genesis. We got a back to school feature up, and we have so much freaking Gamescom coverage from last week. Like, we're still shuffling through it. So yeah, just go and check it out, and we will see you tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Have fun storming the castle.